Well, I was hoping to catch something today. Just bought a box of these crappie magnet jigs, various colors. They're known for the split tail and the straight presentation. Been watching their videos, so I decided to buy some. And because the water clarity is pretty murky, I decided to go with a black and chartreuse. And we're finally getting some good weather, at least for a moment. Temperature's pushing 50 degrees, there's no wind, and skies are clear. And so I thought, oh, better get out here to the lake before everything freezes over. So I came out here to Pride Lake at Scott County Park. And to what do my wondering eyes should appear but a frozen lake. It's frozen. Can't believe it. I didn't think it would freeze this fast. So now there's a spillway here leading out of the lake. And if we walk up here across this little road, what we'll find over here is a creek. I've always known this creek has been here, but I thought for sure this would be frozen over too. But it's not. And this is the spillway here. This is the spillway here out of the lake. And you probably can't see it on the video here, but looks like a bobber Christmas tree forming out there. So people they've thrown their bobbers up into the trees. So people have fished down here. I've never fished in a creek in Iowa. So I think I'm going to try to find my way down there and see if there might be something in this little pool. That'll be something new for me. I doubt it. I doubt I'll catch anything down there. But I'm here, so, and it's not frozen, so I'm going to go give it a shot. All right, looks like there's an opening here in the brush. Pretty close. I can see the spillway. So now I just need to get down here without falling in the mud. Let's see what we could do. I used to be really coordinated, but now not so much. Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. I got a couple of steps here. All right, cool. All right, made it down. All right, so here we have the pool. Sun's shining right there. Let's come over here a little bit, see if, oh wow, really muddy here. So we got the spillway there, and we got this little pool. So, well, I came all the way out here to do a little fishing. Let's see if I can catch something in this tiny little pool. Looks like it might be about a foot deep. I doubt I'm going to catch anything here, but let's see. Oh, had a bite there. Had a bite. It's working it super slow. If I worked any slower, I would just be letting the bait sit. Oh, that was a hit. Got him. I got a fish. There's no way. What do I got? Look at that. I got a bass. No stinking way. Oh my goodness. Come here. Oh, do I have my camera on? Yes. No. Okay. All right. This is probably the most fun I've had. I can't believe I did it. Look at this. Caught this little bass. Oh, it's probably close to 12 inches. Close to 12 inches. Working a little crappie magnet jig in a stream just on the other side of a spillway. The only part of the water that's not frozen over. And I just caught a bass. I can go home. I can't believe it. I could actually go home. That was so much fun. Look at that. Is that a largemouth? I think that's a largemouth. Or is that a spot? I think it's a largemouth. I don't think there's any spotted bass around here, but look at that. That was amazing. I wonder if I could do that again. All right, that was worth the trip. I really, seriously, I could go home. Catching a fish like that, I spotted this little pool here just opposite the spillway. A little spillway that runs underneath the road. On the opposite side of the road is where I was fishing, usually fished. And it's all frozen over already up here in Iowa. And I was able to catch this bass. I don't know, for you guys who fish like this all the time, this is probably nothing, but for basically a pan fisherman like me, just working a bobber, and that was so much fun. All right, let's let it go. Let's let it go. I want to see this fish here. There he goes. There he goes. Well, that was fun. And that's something I think I will always remember. Now, if you've been fishing for any length of time and you saw that video, you might be thinking, what? What was so extraordinary about that? Well, nothing, really. It was a 12-inch bass caught in a small Iowa creek. Something that's been done hundreds, if not thousands of times before. There are fishing channels dedicated to fishing in small creeks. So what made that fish catch so memorable for me? Well, as the title suggests, my dad would have loved it. I've shared in a previous video how I got started fishing with my dad many years ago. And the sequence of events that led up to catching that small bass immediately took me back to the times my dad and I would go fishing. I could just hear my dad's wheezing chuckle as we approached the lake to see that it was frozen over. How my dad would have made fun of me for deciding to go out fishing when we couldn't even get a line in the water. My dad was the kind of fisherman that was most content finding a spot close to the car so he didn't have to walk far. A comfortable spot on a beach or a shoreline where he could just sit directly on the ground, casting his line out into the water, hoping to catch a trout or a catfish or a bluegill, whatever he could get within the area where he was sitting and the distance that he could cast. That was a good day of fishing for my dad, and my dad understood that fishing and catching are two different things.
While he loved to catch fish, he also loved to fish, whether he caught anything or not. So I could just picture pulling up to the lake and my dad laughing because the lake was frozen over. And then us arguing about whether or not we should go find somewhere else to fish or just pack it in for the day. And then me telling my dad that, hey, there's a little creek here on the other side of the hill. And my dad telling me that he didn't want to walk over there. And me telling my dad, well, look, you just stand up here. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to cast a few times, see if I could find anything. And him laughing uproariously as I'm trying to get down the hill without falling down and sliding down the hill in the mud, and my dad rooting for me to fall down and slide down the hill in the mud. And then watching me cast over and over again with a bobber and a little jig, and him yelling at me from the top of the hill saying, "Larry, you're not going to catch anything." My dad called everybody Larry, especially when he was making fun of them. And then the silence of my father when I reel in that little bass. And then just the joking and the laughter as I'm coming back up the hill and telling my dad that I caught one, and and just the laughter and the joking and the razzing that would have gone back and forth over that one little bass and how I went about catching it. So that's why I titled the video, "My Dad Would Have Loved This." Because he would have. And so I'm going to always remember that 12-inch bass, not because it was such a great fish, not because I found some excluded spot, not because I was so ingenious or innovative or creative in finding a way to catch that fish, but because catching that fish took me back to those many days out on the lake with my dad. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're a dad and if you have kids or grandkids, take them fishing. Go and create memories. That's one of the greatest things about fishing, is the memories that are created by doing it.